What is up guys, this is Abhay Sharma and today I'm going to be sharing with you my own experience of how I drove down with my cousin to Canada from the United States. So I've never been to Canada before, and this was one time I decided to cross the border by road. So this is just a really fascinating story. We decided all of a sudden on Friday night that we're going to go and visit our cousin in Canada who just recently moved and immigrated to Canada. So we decided to visit her in Toronto. And considering the fact that I live in Plattsburgh, where the Canadian border is just 20 minutes away from my university, we decided to drive down to Montreal, which is the biggest city close to Plattsburgh. Looking at the weather and everything, it seemed perfectly fine. It was a Friday night. We took our car, we sat together, we went to the border. This was the first time I was going to Canada, by the way, and I had my Canadian visa with me. I got a multiple entry visa. This is one of the beneficial factors that international students, they get a multiple entry visa if you're studying in the United States until your passport expires. So this is how Canadian government issues you the visa. Basically, they consider your application for multiple entry automatically by themselves. It is their wish or their will if they want to issue you a visa for 3 months, 6 months, or even a multiple entry, which exists until and unless your passport expires. There are some of the basic questions that is asked by the immigration officer at the Canadian border, or even when you come back to the United States. And I was asked, because it was the first time, so I was asked a couple of basic questions. Why are you going to Canada? So we told them we wanted to visit our cousin who just recently immigrated and where she lives. She lives in Toronto. And so the officer also asked, why did you take a plane to Toronto rather than just going and driving down in the middle of the night? So we were like, we finished our midterms and we are very fond of driving, so we decided to go to Canada by just getting a car. So they were like, all right, you are welcome to Canada. And as soon as I crossed the border, you could see the change. There's a huge change. You'll see the signs, the road signs that have totally changed. The kilometers, I was very surprised to see kilometers, because in the United States we're very used to seeing miles instead of kilometers, which is used as distance. And we saw the kilometers and everything was in speed limit. It was totally changed. So we had to convert it. Well, how much is 100 kilometers on the speedometer in the United States car. All of this experience was really amazing. It's just a huge change when you see just cross the border. This is the United States and this is Canada. So it's really fascinating to see all the signs that change, and all of a sudden you see the Canadian license plates on different cars. It was really amazing. I saw Tim Hortons, which is the first sign that I realized that I'm officially in Canada, because we just have Tim Hortons in Plattsburgh in our own university, and it's not common in the United States. It took us 7 hours to go from Plattsburgh to Toronto by car, and the journey was really amazing. The highways are awesome, they're super great. Therefore, I definitely recommend international students to visit Canada at least once throughout their whole academic career, if they are very fond of traveling, because especially if Canada is right next to you. And in this case, Montreal was the closest city. I went to the second time with my all international friends, and they all had different passports. It was a really fun experience again. We had poutine. I had my first poutine ever in Canada. The old Montreal, which is a great town. It was a briefly lovely and amazing experience. So make sure you check it out. In case you have any questions regarding the Canadian visa, the tourist visa, you could ask me down below. I can answer the basic questions. Until then, I'm gonna see you in the next video, and I also have made a new page, Facebook page, so make sure you check that page out. That is known as The Global Indian. I'm also gonna upload my vlogs and my experiences while I'm in India and also in United States. So make sure you check that out on this YouTube channel. I'll see you again in the next video. Thanks.